Hi there, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt, fix several years of financial misbehaviour, and at the minute navigate a job loss and the lack of a plan, which I'm very happy about having. So if that's something you're interested in, please do stick around and consider liking and subscribing as well. I'm attempting to get to 1,000 subscribers by the 25th of March. Firstly, this is my Savings Challenge Sunday video, so this is fast becoming one of my favourite videos that I do. It's a lovely little check-in and it's a bit more casual, but I do need to do a little bit of budget housekeeping, I should say, because the wonderful Paula, who is a fantastic supporter of this channel and she's normally in my comments, and I know she supports a lot of other budgeting channels as well, went yesterday, "I'm confused, the maths isn't right." And thank you, Paula, you were not confused, you were right. When I do my reconciliations, as you can see here, I have lots of bits of paper and I go through and work everything out and make sure it's all added up properly. And because I was overtired and not paying attention and trying to get a video out, I put in my overall total, but then I didn't actually include my totals for week 4 of February. So this is just a very quick breakdown of everything that was spent in week 4. The overall maths itself is correct in terms of that final balance. However, there was £287.37 that wasn't factored into here because I didn't write it down properly and I forgot to add up a whole week when I was doing my mini amounts. So just quickly, that was fuel of £98.15, coffee of £17.80, cat was set £12.50, food was £64.51, spending was £68.21, gifts was £3.80, house was £4.49, and then I bought some hair dye, which is not really toiletry or house, but beauty is a kind of one-off category, of £10.95. I was sitting there thinking when I was recording these numbers, that looks a little bit low even by my standards, and it turns out that was right. So the moral of the story is, guys, don't budget when you are overtired, and equally don't then film a video and embarrass yourself further in front of the budgeting community. Thank you, Paula, for pointing that out. Please do continue to do so. It's absolutely fine. Thank you, because I got your comment and I was like, oh, I know what's happened. I know what I've done. And I had to go back and pull out all my old sheets of paper and then go back through my budget book. And because I don't want this to get messy, I'm not scratching these out because I have no space. But that's a little bit of budgeting housekeeping out of the way. The numbers are now up to date in terms of this kind of. But thank you so much for pointing it out, Paula. And I hope I have no more further need to confuse you, because hopefully I'm not doing overtired budgeting in the future. Today is my cash stuffing, and we are starting, I have a cash stuffing, but that's not just what today is, but we are also saving up my spare change, and I have a completely new, fresh, with the exception of this one, set of challenges, because I am restarting them because things change and life change, and I went through all of that last week. I have a pot of change. It's not as big as it has been previously, but that's still a decent amount for the week, and I have a partial cash stuffing to do as well. So let's get started, I think. Now, as normal, what is going to happen is the 50 pences and the 20 pences are going to feed into the April money that I'm saving for, and I've not worded that properly, so let me restart. I am going to be using this little savings challenge here, which is the £5 savings challenge, to start putting money away for April to form part of April's income. You saw me starting to do that from, I think, the second week in February, and it was really, really useful. And at the minute, because I am currently doing film work, I have done said night shoot. It was wonderful. It was fantastic. And actually I've recovered quite quickly as well, because I am filming this on the Sunday. So thank you for everyone who said I was looking forward to it. It's really nice to be doing something like that when the industry is great and you work with a fantastic team. It's wonderful. It's just that is the 1 out of 10, not the 9 out of 10. But because I have been paid, I have had some related expenses that I've had to reimburse back to myself. Things like fuel. I had a couple of bits of kit that I needed to get, and that was funded obviously through the production. And the good news is that that is being paid weekly to me as well. So £50 was what was left that I didn't need to put back into my budget or anything like that. So this £50 is going to roll over and be saved over towards April, and that will come onto here. The 100-day penny challenge is going to I'm just going to start to like grow this one. What I actually did with the £9 something that was there, you know, in Tesco's or any other supermarket of your choice, they have the self-serve machines. I fed every single penny into a self-serve machine, and it was wonderful. So I didn't take that change to a bank to change up. I just fed it to Tesco's, and it was, yeah, quite a fun experience actually, once you get past the fact that people are staring at you strangely. And then the Sparks of Joy mini challenge, which is saving £5 or £10. That is being saved out of my pound coins and £2 coins, should I have any. And at the minute, that is no longer going to form part of a budget buffer. I'm okay. I have, as we have seen, I have definitely spent in February. The spending emotional thing is now done. And what I'm actually thinking of doing is putting it towards something to do for my birthday. And I'm one of these weird people that loves getting their back cracked by a chiropractor. If that's not for you and you have your opinions, that's awesome. However, I find it beneficial. So yeah, let's like draw a line under that now. But I might actually get a chiropractor appointment for my birthday and use this to fund that. The good news is because of the amount of petrol I already had in my car anyway, is that the 2 bags of pound coins, with there's £40 here that was left over, I didn't need to take to the bank and change them up and use them for petrol. I had enough petrol in my car, and that expense has already been paid. So that's wonderful. So this is going to go back in here, which we'll do quickly now. I'm going to keep them in the bags just for convenience for now. So that's going to go back in there. There's no adjustment to my budget in terms of income for March, because I did say that I would be taking from sinking funds for various things. Obviously the month over is technically a sinking fund challenge, so that you will then see this in my budget the week of my birthday if I choose to put that towards that. So that's what this is going for. So I think let's just pour this out. I hope everyone has had a good week, actually. I am... a lot of people have said, like, you know, you're really positive and you're really bouncy. Yes. Like, I can appreciate the fact that, like, my mental health took a little bit of a shift, but I was fully... holding my hands up, I was fully prepared for it to do that. So I'd already had necessary tools in place, and equally, like, I no longer punish myself for feeling bad. And I think that's the benefit of experience, like a bit of life experience. And I don't know, maybe it's because I am coming up to my birthday. There's £2, by the way, and 50p's while I just chat away here. I do sit here and think that, like, actually, I know that I've packed. Oh no, you're not going to colour in because I've just wiped you off. Or you've just run out of... No, we've just run out of ink. Let's try again with a different colour. I do think that, like, you know, I have packed an awful lot into my 20s. Like, do you ever look back and go, oh my goodness, I've packed a lot into my life? Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people. So you do learn a few things about how to handle certain situations and how to respond to them. And equally, like, at the end of the day, if a company is going to behave how they've behaved, they're not worth any more of my time and attention, or my emotional, like, output, basically. And that to me, that, like, it's really nice to be working with genuine friends again, and the people I'm doing filming with are genuine friends. It's really nice to be working with and doing something that is creative and fun. And I've, you know, not last night, what day were we on? Well, it was technically last night. No, it wasn't. It was the night before. I filmed from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. and it was very, very cold, which is as expected because of location and temperature. But it was a blast. I was awake the whole time. It was just everyone in it together, and that was exactly wonderful to see. So in terms of 20p's, I have £1.60 here. So it's nice to do that, and you know what, it's really nice knowing that you can submit an invoice to the particular person that I'm working with and 2 hours later it's paid, no questions asked as well, which is really lovely. I've done some jobs where they try and like argue your invoice and get things knocked off and stuff, which is just never ever fun at all. So that's there. So at the minute there is not enough on the 20p's and the 50p's to feed into the month over. That is fine. We're going to do the smaller change now. Let's just make sure I've got all of the pound coins. Yep. So I have had a good week. I'm starting to get, I know I started this video by saying like I have no plan. I'm starting to get thoughts about what I would like to do, and that is making the kind of mental cogs turn a little bit, not in a bad way, in a good way. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, and then in the smaller change we've got 75, 80, 91. So I'm just going to go straight in and do 91. I'm not going to like break it down into smaller amounts. We're going to try and fill from that. So I'm starting to get that, and that in itself is kind of starting to form a bit more of an overview of what I want to be doing. What I'm probably going to do in terms of video scheduling is I'm going to try going forward and get a video released on a Saturday, a Sunday and a Monday. And I know that means a condensed time, which YouTube may punish me for because I'm doing one and then nothing for 4 or 5 days. However, for me, that gives me 4 days to film and edit and work around rural internet and try and like take the time to learn how to edit something a certain way, because at the minute I have a lot of videos which are kind of half done, things like prep hauls or things like my prep cupboard tidying video, for example. There's lots of kind of things I want to insert and I want to edit it a certain way, and while I know what I want it to look like, I don't yet know how I'm going to do it fully. So giving myself that 4 days, while it may mean that you guys are waiting 4 days for a video and then you get one after another, that 4 days actually gives me a chance to actually get a regular upload schedule in place. And then also I know that like I can actually vary the quality of the content, because things as well, like you'll notice I'm not very good at doing thumbnails or anything like that, and that's because that's another time thing that I just is a challenge on my time, I would say. So that is what I am going to try and do, and I'm hoping that tomorrow's video is going to be the next instalment of the Job Loss Chronicles. What have I done specifically regarding that? And I'm also going to do that and have in the video my March week 1 budget recap as well, so that I don't find myself at the end of the month trying to like cram information in. So in terms of the pound coins, there is £7 here overall. Now, because this is a challenge that does not have pound by pound breakdown, what I'm going to do is keep the £2 out and roll that over to next week. So that is going to sit back in the pot. And then I am just going to cross off the £5 there, and we're going to get that one saved. The Sparks of Joy challenge is not forming part of the month over one here, so that is that done. And then we now come to a cash stuffing. So whenever I get paid from freelancing work, what tends to happen, if I'm getting paid obviously all in one go for the job, then I will take out my costs, whatever those are, and then that is what I'm left with is my wage. Now, because I had petrol in my car already, I was able to go to the location, not need to put petrol in, and therefore I was able to invoice for mileage, an associated purchase that I had to put on my card because it was last minute, and I got the money back for that straight away. I had to, and then obviously my day rate as well. So what I've done is taken back the mileage, taken back the associated costs that I had to put on for kit. I had a couple of pieces of kit that were quite vital and quite necessary, and that shows how long I've been out of the game, so to speak, because it's normally something I would have, but it was important, and so it was a work related cost. So once, and that was just under £25, but we're going to say £25 for ease. And then obviously I have kept the mileage that I was paid for back, and that will pay for fuel going forward for the rest of the shoot. When I invoice at the end of this week, for example, that will also be paid to me, and then the mileage that I've paid for there will then pay for the next week, and so on and so forth. So if that makes sense, wonderful. If it's not, don't worry, it's fine. This is all kind of the only things that will be impacting in terms of the budget that I show you, because I'm not going to show you the invoices or the business associated costs to do with that. That's not technically money that I have to use. So the only things you guys will see in terms of that is what I will be putting away for the month over, because this is all going towards April's income. So yes. Yeah, there's no point me saying I had to do a purchase for the shoot and it formed part of my budget, and then it came back in, and then it had to go back out again, and then it came back in, and then it had to go back out again, and then it came back in, and then it all leveled out at the end of the month. It's just cleaner to just bracket it out, so to speak, until the end of the month. So that's £50 to pay and to save. I feel like I've just given you guys a crash course in like how complex budgeting is when you do self-employed film work. But that is 10 squares to fill in. Once, I'm going to just be completely honest, guys, I haven't sorted out my lighting. I've been too lazy, which is why this is a little bit shadowed. So 10 squares is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to cheat slightly. And we have officially kicked off the savings for April of this year. And next week, so next Sunday, there will be a slightly larger cash stuffing, because I am filming for 4 days next week, and there will also be a lot more mileage as a result as well. So this money is going to go into my month over envelope, so that is just going to get stuffed in there. And then there will probably be a cash stuffing. I'm just trying to think, how many Sundays are there in March? There'll probably be a cash stuffing every Sunday in March, with maybe the exception of the last Sunday. And that's because I don't know if that is a Sunday, the last day of March. I haven't got that far ahead. So, thanks for sticking with me for a much more rambly and a little bit more of a housekeeping video. I'm going to see you tomorrow on the March. Why do I think it's February, guys? Right, it's because I did a thing and I've just stuffed for April. You know, I said I'd recovered. I am still tired, but I'm very alert, and I've had a lot of coffee as per usual. Thank you to everyone who's commented and everyone who has liked and subscribed. Thank you to all of you who have offered words of support. Thank you once again to those who have submitted a coffee donation. Anyone who wants to do so, please pop. The link is all down there. If you fancy being nosy and having a look on my vintage, because if you're like me, you like looking into other people's closets. I mean, I had to do that as a job for like nearly a decade, but if you're anything like me and you like seeing what people have, and I have some strange things as well because of said job, you are welcome to have a look. You are under no obligation to donate or buy, but if you fancy being nosy, the links are down there for you. The next Job Loss Chronicles instalment is going to be the list, and I'm also probably going to do an income breakdown as well in terms of utilising existing skills and stock taking life, etc. So following on from the last week's, I guess, episode. I have also filmed as well a prep haul video because I have set myself a challenge, so that will be coming out probably as a midweek video, or I might do 2 releases tomorrow. It depends how much the internet likes me. So I think that is it in terms of budgeting housekeeping. Thank you so much, Paula, for telling me that my maths was wrong. I need you to tell me my maths is wrong, especially when I was that overtired. So please don't apologise or say that you're confused. It's absolutely fine. This is why I love my commenting section, and I love all of my subscribers. You're all just wonderful. You're a good bunch of people. You're a lovely lot. And after I finish gushing over how wonderful you are and saying hello and thank you for subscribing, etc., etc., I'm going to let you go now, because it is probably a Sunday evening or a Sunday morning wherever you are, and you have a whole day to deal with. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Mr. Bowie is going to love you and leave you, because he has been wrapped around my feet this entire time, hassling me for more food, i.e. second dinner. And I'm actually going to go now because we're over 20 minutes long. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.